How does US's chip plant delay help China? Hello, and welcome to another episode of China Record. The president was really proud of the Arizona project and how the law is helping out. TSMC is going to spend a whopping $40 billion to build a chip factory in the US, which is huge for Arizona and the whole country. America's future is made right here in Phoenix, Arizona, Joe Biden said to a bunch of workers, fans, and reporters last December. But everything isn't going as expected. The first announcement of the delay of the semiconductor plant in the US was made by TSMC on July 20, 2023. TSMC said the production at its planned facility in Arizona will be postponed from late 2024 until 2025 due to a shortage of skilled labor. This was a setback for the US's efforts to boost its domestic chip industry and reduce its dependence on foreign sources. In this episode, I will try to explain why the delay helps China's semiconductor industry. Chips are the tiny devices that power everything from smartphones to satellites. They are the essential components of modern technology and innovation. However, chips are also a source of tension and competition between the world's two superpowers, the US and China. The US has been the leader in chip technology for decades thanks to its innovative companies such as Intel, AMD, NVIDIA, and Qualcomm, and its advanced equipment makers such as Applied Materials and Lam Research. The US also has a strong network of allies and partners such as Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and Europe that supply chips or chip-making equipment to the US. However, the US's chip leadership is facing several challenges in recent years. Since semiconductors are vital tiny devices for technology development and especially for the race to become a global superpower, the US has tried everything to curb China's semiconductor development. But the curb also has its effect on the US itself. That is why the US proposes an idea to build its semiconductor plant with the help of Taiwan's TSMC. The United States has also faced challenges from China, which has been rapidly developing its own semiconductor industry with massive state support, ambitious plans, and aggressive tactics. China aims to become self-reliant and independent in semiconductors as it considers them vital for its economic growth and national security. The United States has tried to curb China's semiconductor development by imposing various restrictions and sanctions on Chinese companies and entities that are involved in or benefit from the semiconductor industry. For example, the United States has banned the export of advanced semiconductor equipment and materials to China, blocked the acquisition of foreign semiconductor firms by Chinese investors, and blacklisted several Chinese semiconductor companies such as Huawei and SMIC from accessing American technology and markets. These measures have significantly hampered China's progress and ambitions in the semiconductor industry, as China still relies heavily on foreign suppliers and technologies for its semiconductor production. Therefore, the United States has proposed an idea to build its own semiconductor plant with the help from Taiwan's TSMC, which is the world's largest and most advanced semiconductor foundry. The plant would be located in Arizona and would produce 5-nanometer chips, which are used for high-performance applications such as artificial intelligence and 5G. The plant would be a joint venture between TSMC and several American companies such as Intel, Apple, Qualcomm, and NVIDIA. A future made in America. Phoenix, Arizona, Joe Biden told a crowd of assembled workers, supporters, and media last December, "American manufacturing is back, folks." The plant would be located in Arizona and would produce 5-nanometer chips, which are used for high-performance applications such as artificial intelligence and 5G. The plant would be a joint venture between TSMC and several American companies such as Intel, Apple, Qualcomm, and NVIDIA. The plant would also receive financial support from the federal government, which has allocated $52 billion for enhancing the domestic semiconductor industry. The investment by TSMC is one of the largest foreign investments in U.S. history and the largest ever in Arizona. The project is expected to generate 21,000 construction jobs, 4,500 permanent jobs, and thousands of additional jobs at suppliers in the area. The project is also expected to enhance the security and resilience of the American semiconductor supply chain, as well as strengthen the strategic partnership and cooperation between the U.S. and Taiwan. However, the project has also faced several challenges and risks. The construction of the plant has been hampered by accidents, disorganization, and safety concerns, according to insiders who spoke to The Guardian. The project has also been delayed by a lack of skilled labor, which has prompted TSMC to seek visas for 500 Taiwanese workers. Unions have accused TSMC of inventing the skills shortage as an excuse to hire cheaper, foreign labor. The project has also intensified the competition and confrontation between the U.S. and China over the semiconductor industry, as China may perceive the project as a threat to its interests and sovereignty. Taiwan may also face more pressure or isolation from China, or more dependence or interference from the U.S. But here is our main point: how does U.S.'s chip plant delay help China? One way that the delay helps China is that it gives China more time to catch up with the U.S. and its allies in chip technology and innovation. China has been investing heavily in its own chip industry, aiming to become self-reliant and independent from foreign suppliers. China has also been developing its own advanced chip-making equipment and materials, which are subject to U.S. export restrictions. By delaying the U.S.'s chip plant, China gains a window of opportunity to narrow the gap with the U.S. and challenge its dominance in the global chip market. Another way that the delay helps China is that it reduces the pressure on China's existing chip suppliers and customers. China relies heavily on imported chips for its domestic consumption and exports, especially for its high-end products such as smartphones, computers, and military equipment. China is the world's largest chip consumer, accounting for about half of the global demand. However, the U.S. has been imposing sanctions and bans on several Chinese chip companies and entities, such as Huawei, SMIC, and CGNPC, citing national security and human rights concerns. These measures have disrupted China's chip supply chain and forced China to seek alternative sources. By delaying the U.S.'s chip plant, China avoids facing more competition and disruption from the U.S.'s domestic chip production. A third way that the delay helps China is that it creates more uncertainty and instability in the global chip industry and market. The global chip industry is highly interconnected and interdependent, involving multiple countries and regions across different stages of production and distribution. The U.S.'s chip plant delay affects not only the U.S. itself, but also its partners and allies, such as Taiwan, South Korea, Japan, and Europe. These countries and regions have been cooperating with the U.S. to counter China's rise in the chip sector, but they also have their own interests and challenges to balance. For example, Taiwan is the world's largest contract chip maker, producing most of the advanced chips for the U.S. and other customers. However, Taiwan also faces political and military threats from China, which claims Taiwan as part of its territory. By delaying the U.S.'s chip plant, China creates more uncertainty and instability in the global chip industry and market, which could undermine the confidence and cohesion of the U.S.-led alliance. In conclusion, the U.S.'s chip plant delay helps China in several ways. It gives China more time to catch up with the U.S. in chip technology and innovation. It reduces the pressure on China's existing chip suppliers and customers. And it creates more uncertainty and instability in the global chip industry and market. The delay also exposes the challenges and risks that the U.S. faces in its attempt to reshore its chip production and secure its supply chain. The U.S.-China semiconductor standoff is likely to continue and intensify in the coming years as both sides vie for technological leadership and strategic advantage. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. We appreciate your support and feedback. Please leave a comment below and let us know what you think of the show, what topics you want us to cover next, and any questions you have for us. Also, don't forget to share this episode with your friends and family and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Stay tuned for the next episode where we will explore more interesting and exciting topics. See you soon.